Hi, my friends and fiends. It's your tour guide to the horror side right here on the scene, me, Preston E. And on this video, we'll have a look at Flesheater. Flesheater is a 1988 indie horror flick directed, produced, written by, and starring Bill Hensman. Well, la-di-da. Are you beginning to see a theme here? Bill Hensman, if you remember, was the first ghoul we see in the graveyard in George A. Romero's zombie horror masterpiece, Night of the Living Dead. He's back 20 years later, and, all things considered, he looks pretty decent for a undead, ugly old dude. Our movie starts with a bunch of teens taking a hayride on Halloween to get drunk and make it like jackrabbits, and jeez, all the Halloween hayrides I've been a part of was just riding in a tractor-pulled trailer while some idiots and crappy cheap Halloween masks try to scare you. Anyway, these teens are just going to hang out in the woods all night with rock music on the radio, beer, and hormones running as wild as Hulkamania in 1988. I'm sure everything will turn out fine.
Who knows what might happen to us up here?
Well, from the looks of it, it's probably STDs and other morning after regrets, Eddie. Anywho, as our horny teens are getting warmed up, the redneck property owner discovers a weird grave marker with a coffin.
What the hell is this?
Looks like the prop department were too cheap to buy a fake stone and just stole one from a witch's cemetery, bud. Anyhow, the redneck discovers the shallow resting place of a pretty fresh Bill Hensman.
Jesus. What an ugly son of a bitch.
Bill gets that from everybody, dude. But it still hurts his feelings nonetheless. Bill takes a bite out of his man-witch and proves no one beats him in the looking ugly department. He's still king of that. Meanwhile, our horny teens grace the screen with some of the widest dancing ever captured on film. While this is happening, the redneck guy now turns into a smelly, brain-dead, flesh-craving, and soiled creep, but nobody really notices the difference. Two of the teens go into the barn to talk.
I just never had any girl treat me the way that you have.
Yeah, you know, like not throwing up, or running away, or putting a restraining order on me. And Loverboy gets over his shyness pretty quick, but he's just warming her up for Grandpa Horny Britches as Bill sticks a fork in him. Oh, acid reflux sucks. Meanwhile, Bill displays his real reason for acting in, producing, and directing this film. While the other teens are getting wood, get your mind out of the gutter. The teen's tractor driver is killed by the redneck property owner. The zombie redneck is discovered by a blonde chick whose name I can't remember and I don't care to look up. Hey girl, do I have something in my teeth? And Blondie is met by Grandpa Grabby himself, who loves you, baby. Bill takes a bite out of Blondie, and the rest of the teens take the wounded girl back to an old farmhouse. Sound familiar? While Mario Lopez look-alike and his girlfriend, who tried to find their other two friends, discover they are zombies now, and they get boarded out of the house by A-Ho Eddie.
Come on, man, those things are right behind us.
It's too late! Go find someplace else to hide!
It turns out that Mario Lopez look-alike's name is actually Bob and his girlfriend is named Sally. These two are forced to go into the cellar. Again, sound familiar? Bill comes back showing his deep-seated hatred for telephone lines like he did in the original Night of the Living Dead. Before Bill cuts the phone line, which was purposely done in this movie, while it looks like an accident on Night of the Living Dead, one of the teens get through to the cops who seem not to give a crap about them.
Now, was this monster a Godzilla type or a Frankenstein type monster?
Look, I don't have the time to be jerked around right now.
Yeah, that's my
You've got to believe
girlfriend's
me.
job. A cop does eventually show up, but everybody is dead by the time he gets there, except for Bob and Sally, who are still chilling in the cellar, hanging like a Mr. Cooper. The college teens kill off the cop as he very woodenly cries for his life to dispatch instead of, just driving off or something.
These kids are turning into maniacs. They're trying to kill my ass.
There are demons on my car, Andy.
Send help. I'm wounded and these kids are not human.
And for some reason, I'm not driving off like an idiot. While the teens are killing off Deputy Dumbar's, Bill crashes the house of a family of a mother and her 3 kids. The girl is dressed as an angel, and the boy is supposed to be Ray Stevens, I guess. While the teenage girl is upstairs showering, Bill's horny senses are tingling, and he shows up on the porch to greet and eat the little angel girl just so he can get to the naked teen.
Wow! You're supposed to say trick or treat.
A bit of subtle dark humor here. Bill crunches on the little girl who drops a crunch bar at his feet. See? It's a good movie. Get it? Crunch? Anyhow, Bill eats Mama too, while Ray Stevens' kid says he ain't setting up with the dad no more, only to run into the loving arms of redneck zombie from earlier. Slick Sick Billy predictably goes to the half-naked teen girl while Bob and Sally try to get some neighbors to help. In the meantime, Daddy comes home to dine with the family in a very heartwarming scene where he's the dinner. The neighbors Bob and Sally were talking to dies as well and turns into zombies, and now it's time to party at an old barn where a drunk Dracula is hosting a Halloween monster mash. Bob and Sally try to warn him, but he only cares about if they are keeping with the holiday spirit other than caring about if they are murderous fiends. And, of course, the zombies murder Drac and his pack before Bob and Sue head out to the back and hide in a tiny crack. I'm clever. The morning after, Bob and Sally hear the romantic sounds of gunfire from the zombie-killing posse, and this puts them in a romantic mood to talk about their future as lovers together. Ah, rednecks, they just love any excuse to fire their guns. Meanwhile, Bob and Sally come out as Vince from the original Night of the Living Dead, who shot Ben thinking he was a zombie, does the same to our would-be happily ever after lovers. Only this time, he doesn't seem to even care that they are not zombies. He just wanted a chance to shoot teens, living or dead.
Good shot, Vince. Yeah, I'm getting pretty good at this.
But rather than end on that depressing note, Hintzman and Company has some more surprises for you as they burn down a barn full of teen zombies. Somewhere the Amish cry over a well-made barn of theirs as Wilbur and Charlotte's children are roasted. Later, a local cop pulls up to the wreckage of the barn and snoops around as he is greeted by Bill, who goes right to the rough stuff, and the darn zombie apocalypse begins anew. Flesheaters is chock full of gore, nudity, but thankfully no nude gore. The acting is mainly either wooden or downright over-the-top cheesy in delivery. It has a paper-thin plot that visits common 80s horror tropes like nude teens get killed, but at least the black people are safe in this film, mainly because there aren't any. The low-budget atmosphere is creepy, though, as is the chilling piano theme, though you find yourself wishing the player would learn another tune about halfway through the movie. What I do enjoy somewhat about this flick is the nods to Romero's Night of the Living Dead masterpiece, such as barricading in a farmhouse and the cellar actually being the safest place. Best of all is Vince's very tongue-in-cheek killing off of our college teen heroes toward the end. While at night it makes you want to seek therapy for depression with ice cream or alcohol, in this movie, him killing off the heroes just gives longtime fans a chuckle and a shrug of the shoulders. That's our Vince. Is this a good movie? No. Do Do I recommend Romero's classics, especially his first three zombie flicks instead? Yes. But if you're looking for some mindless laughs with a cheesy 80s zombie flick, this is certainly one of them. A DVD extra also sees Bill and zombie crew stuffing their faces with Goodfellas brick oven pizza while they completely ignore the delivery boy who is carrying said pizza. Why didn't anyone considering filling the zombies up with pizza in the movie to ward them off? I don't know, who cares? On to the end. Well, that about does it for me. Please like, subscribe, and share. I've been Preston E. Garrison, and I'm hacking on the hairball out of here.